Hey everyone, Zas here. I'm going to go for a vintage cube. Our previous deck, I think we didn't do it justice with with some play errors, but they were very instructive play errors. Definitely, just always kind of hammered in the lesson of always, if you have a plan to do on your opponent's turn, it's like easy. I find it's easy for me to kind of be on autopilot on that plan. I should just make sure I understand, like, hey, what did my opponent do, and did that change my plan? All right. So with that said, we have a pretty fair legacy cube type of first pack. So there's an Emrakul, there's a Tree Speaker, Show and Tell, Inferno Titan, Avenger. Mana Leak. Let's go for the drug Tree Speaker. It's the best mana card of these, and probably won't wheel the Avenger, but it is a fast mana card. And okay. And here's a Crater Hoof, so that's a great 1-2 start. Part of me really wants to take the Metamorph, just because I think it's one of the best creatures you can get, but I'm happy to take this too and see if we can do a better job with mono green. Now, Oath of Druids does not go well in this particular what we're trying to do. So I think it's either the sword or something like Thragtusk or Finks. I'm going to go for the Finks. They're cheaper. And the sword is not my favorite sword, the Sword of Light of Shadow. Ooh, and there's the Trostodon. That's great. And also a nice sign that green may be open. Okay, I will happily take that. If we get the Avenger, that'd be amazing, but I think that's going to be unlikely. And at this point, let's just try to kind of do the standard green thing. And as a splash color, blue is always welcome. Like Opposition, Upheaval goes really well with this. Black also goes well with Recurring Nightmare. Ooh, Prime Time. That's a very nice pick. Ramps us, does everything we want. Alright, I'm happy with this. Pretty happy with this so far. Kitchen Finks isn't quite the same power level as everything else. But can't be upset with Trostodon, Crater Hoof, Prime Time. And yeah, I think Trostodon definitely is the best. Trostodon and Behemoth are the two best to ramp into. Better than Avenger. This deals with like problematic planeswalkers. So, now if we can look for a Zenith, Rofellos, Natural Order, and of course a bunch of Mana Elves would be what we'd be looking for at this point. Oh, okay, there's a Garruk. There's also a sword. But this particular Garruk does well with Crater Hoof. But this is a sword I really like as well. Yeah, maybe I'm going to take the sword. I find that these can just be so crushing against the right deck. And they give you a sort of like long-term survivability that I think a card like Garruk isn't quite at the same power level. Okay. So nothing for us here. There's a Mindslaver and Villainous Wealth. I'll take the Wealth. It can be a good ramp into card. Okay, and here's a Garruk for us as well. A little concerned that, wow, okay, the Avenger wheeling is a fantastic sign. That is fantastic. I'm concerned we haven't seen any Mana Elves, but if anyone else was playing green, I feel that they would have taken the Avenger, so maybe they just haven't been opened yet. All right, here, I guess Skin Render possibly, if we end up with like Recurring Nightmare. And the sword came back. Okay. We have no competition, it feels like, except, and maybe we've just been unlucky with, okay, Pernicious Deed or a claim. Yeah, I'll just take the claim. Wow, and a wolf here, sure. Okay, so I really think that just no elves have really been opened yet. Obviously, signets and artifact mana would also be welcome, but Craterhoof does make it really good if you have the elves, of course. Koth, my favorite. Well, no one's playing mono red, I think, because Koth is quite a fantastic. I saw a streamer who had a very good deck and he lost to a turn 2 Koth. You know, this is not great for us. There's Tinker. If this is pack 1, I might have just taken this. I love this as a build around deck. Would have been great in our last deck. Genesis Wave or Signet. I think it's got to be the Signet. I do like Wave, you know, if you can wave for a huge amount. It's sort of like a mono green Villainous Wealth, but we'll take the Signet. Ooh, Natural Order. Perfect. Perfect. Maybe we can wheel the Awakening Zone, although even that's not that good. Now I just want elves, really. Elves or things like elves. And Sylvan Caryatid is elf-like. Feels wrong to pass Grim Monolith. It's such a strong card, though. Huh. I think Grim Monolith is certainly better than Caryatid in the abstract. It can't... Yeah, it still lets you do something. Like, okay, I'm not... I think right now I need the Caryatid more, but I'm going to be a little greedy and just take the Monolith. And I don't have illusions that I'm going to wheel the Caryatid, but I'm hoping I'll get some other stuff. Okay, well, there's Harmonize and a Signet. I think I will take the Signet. I'm going to take Cruel Signet or Golgari. I'll take the Golgari Signet. Okay, and here, as much as I like Garruk Wildspeaker, I think I have to take the Elder. I really need early ramp here. And otherwise I'm just going to end up with like a bunch of 4 and 5 drops and never casting them. God, where are all the 1-drop mana elves? There we go. There we go. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. That's exactly what we need. And so is Birds of Paradise. Okay, now I'm much happier, especially having passed the Caryatid. If we wheel the Caryatid, I'll be happy, of course, but... and Tooth and Nail. Great, great. I think we are the only green drafter. Natural Order and Tooth and Nail. Yep, and the Genesis Wave wheeled. I think we'll just take the wave. Probably may not even play it, to be honest. We wheel the Caryatid, that's just going to be a big gift. Got Birds and Elf. The Naturalists or Overgrown Tomb, Awakening Zone. I think I'll take the Zone. And probably not playing any of these, but just in case I'll sideboard this. Okay. I think we did not get the Caryatid. There's someone else interested in green of some kind, but there's no way Monolith would have wheeled, and this really just is such a strong upside card. Just hating on, not really hating on anything, just kind of taking random cards here. Okay, so we've got 18 cards, really only looking for 5 more, I think. And I think sort of Feast of Fabin is, you know, might take out Finks. It's not exactly what we're trying to do. Ooh, Acidic Slime. But there's also Findhorn Elves. And Grim, and this. But no, I think we have to take the Elves here. Just try to totally go over the top. I'll be happy if we wheel the slime, but I think we really need the elves in this kind of deck. I'd also really like a Green Sun Zenith. And we have Order, we have Tooth and Nail. I think Rofellos would be the best pickup we could possibly get at this point. And then, you know, maybe wheeling the utility creatures, like the slime. Oh, Mox Jet. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. This must have been a great pack. 14 card. I like the Oracle a lot, but the power of the Mox, even an off-color Mox, can't be understated. So I'll just take the Mox. It's also an on-color Signet, so hopefully we can wheel either the Signet or the Oracle. Well, I think it's Skull Clamp. We didn't get the Harmonize. In this, we do have Awakening Zone. Eureka is a little scary when people have Eldrazi and things like that. So yeah, let's just take Skull Clamp. Yeah, Skull Clamp on Zone is great. Okay, and there's a... Is there any chance of us playing Wealth? We have black, but maybe if we wheel that Dimir Signet. There is Tribe Elder and don't forget Birds, so there's some chance. And then Search for Tomorrow would help with that. So yeah, maybe we put in Search and then bring in the Wealth. Ooh, do we just play Fast Bond? Yeah, let's play Fast Bond. It's a little greedy to play Wealth here. Fast Bond and with Skull Clamp. Ooh, and an Arbor Elf. Yeah. For sure. Let's go all in on the small dudes. With Skull Clamp, they become live draws. Alright, and we have the deck here now. So we're kind of all ramping top end. Let's see. This just feels a bit slow, I think, compared. I think we want Wall of Blossoms. You can also take Pulse, just to have some removal. Yeah, maybe Wall of Blossoms is not what we want. I think Pulse. This gives us somewhat of some interaction. Oh, wow, okay. I'll take that Nissa. I have lost to Nissa Fast Bond, and she's also a ramp card, which is great. Take the sword. That's 3 of them. Red, white, black, red, white, black, green. And red, wow, 4 swords. Okay. The only one we don't have is the Millen Bear, but at least now every color combination is covered and we have a sword to address it. Guess I'll take Eureka. Guess we get sided in against some decks that have like nothing big. Sure, I'll do that. Okay. We have 3 swords. We have 4 swords. If only this was a Geist TNN deck, but so I'm not sure about Genesis, Wave, and Wealth. Wave. I mean, we don't have Rofellos for like super unfair, like tons of mana, so maybe Wave just isn't that good here. Maybe we take Wave and Wealth out, and we bring in maybe a sword. Could also play Pulse. The best sword just on its own of the ones we have, I think it's either Fire and Ice. So this just does damage. This, I think, is the weakest. So it's Feast. Millen Bear is the best, the blue-green one. So it's either Feast and Famine or Fire and Ice. Card draw versus discard. They're both strong. This one lets you untap lands, though. So it's sort of better mana-wise. The problem is it doesn't really double your mana to cast like a Terastodon because the mana is on different phases. One's pre-combat, one's post-combat. So it's kind of a different kind of ramp. So I think it might actually be the Sword of Fire and Ice here. Just card draw. Like our Skull Clamp. And then we'd play... If we did want to play Wealth, what do we have to enable it? There'd be the Golgari Signet and the Findhorn Elves and the Tribe Elder. No, this should be good enough, I think. Just go over the top, right? I could see us adding Pulse instead of something like the Sword. Have like one Swamp. And then we have what? Swamp, Elder, Golgari Signet, and Birds of Paradise. So that's kind of 4. And don't forget the Mox, 5. So that would be 5 black mana sources for the Pulse. Maybe that's better than taking than having a sword. I like having one sword though. Especially when you have a lot of mana, they give you something to do with your little creatures, hold back and block. On the other hand, we're sort of winning with. We're trying to win with tooth and nail into something like this to just win. I don't think we're winning the long game if we're attacking with swords either. Yeah, the other thing is I can be playing way fewer than 16 lands in a Mox, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. 1 drop. 16. I think we can go down to 15 total lands, right? So in that case, we could add Pulse and what, another sword? The Nature's Claim, maybe? I like the idea of the Nature's Claim. Get those stupid signets and things. So then we add the Mox Jet. Maybe 1 Quagmire. And like 1 Swamp and 11 Forests. No, and then we had 1 more Forest. So that's 15 lands if you count the jet. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of 1-drops. This gives us a higher threat density. What did I add? I added, there's Pulse and then another card I could have done. Oh yeah, it was the Nature's Claim. Maybe I'd be better off with a sword instead and siding this in. Next best sword would be the Feast and Famine, I think. Alright, this looks fun. Alright, let's give this a shot. Alright. 1 land, but we have Search and Mystic and Skull Clamp. So I think that's fine, we'll keep. So I think I start with a Search here. Let's remove this. Okay, got lucky. So now we'll play a Mystic and a Skull Clamp. So next turn we should get another land. So we'll have 4 at least mana. Okay. So what's this? Storm? Feels like Storm. Every time I see Gitaxian Probe, I think Storm. Probably just Skull Clamp the Mystic. Let's draw some cards. I want a black? Guess I want a black. Alright. So let's attack and then we'll skull clamp. Okay, and if we can draw land next turn, we've got a Garuk or Nissa or Wolfie. And if we draw a little dude, we can clamp it. Seems like quite stormy to me. If I draw a forest, okay, birds. I'm just going to clamp the birds, though. Get that down. All right, so now I'll have Nissa. And then I can just tooth and nail the next turn. And put in like also Trostodon if you play something really bad. But yeah, I think I want to play Nissa, make a forest. Because if I could also play Garuk, make a beast. But then I don't have the ability to play Trostodon next turn. So if I lead with Nissa and then he plays something bad, I can even just like Trostodon his lands, which is pretty strong. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I want to lead with Nissa so that I can play Trostodon and hit his lands. That's got to be best. Ooh, heartbeat. Okay, so now we just want to Trostodon his heartbeat. Although he might just have a counter spell. If he has a counter spell, we're in trouble. That's 8, 9, 10 mana. The other thing we can do is play Nissa, untap the forest, and then we have 8. And play Trostodon? So miscalc. I don't even think miscalc is in the cube. So it only helps against days that play, but if he has any other kind of counter spell, it's not really good. Maybe we just supposed to tooth and nail here and like Avenger and Trostodon. Yeah, I think we want a tooth and nail with Avenger and Trostodon. Okay. Or well, actually what we can do is we can, let's think, 10 mana, play Nissa, we have 5 left, untap, and then plus 8. That's got to be right, because it saves us against mana leak, right? Because then we'll have 5 floating, and then we'll get an extra 8. So 5 plus 8 will have 13 mana, which just lets us like play Tooth and Nail, and we're resilient to mana leak. So yeah, let's play Nissa. See if that goes through. Okay, it worked. Great. Let's untap 4 forests. Okay. And now I think we want to Tooth and Nail playing Terastodon and Avenger, right? 5, 7. And we can entwine also. Okay. Only find so Titan and what else is good? Maybe like Arbor Elf or something. Okay, so now 2 creatures to put into play. We'll put in, I think, Terastodon, blow up his shit, and Prime Time? No, Avenger. Yeah, I think we want Terastodon and Avenger. Okay. So the spring, the breeding pool, and that. Oh, wait, I should have, okay. I was going to say, to be better, then I should have also tapped this. Ooh, Jace. That one is Wealth Time Spiral. Nice. All right, well, that went pretty well. Yeah, so that was a mistake, though. I should have tapped all this, since I was going to blow up his stuff. I could have put it on the stack, though, I think. Yeah, no, I should have tapped, and I could have had an extra 4 mana, and then played, like, the elf, right? Okay, so anyway, we saw blue and black. So Feast and Famine is good. Fire and Ice is good. Any other swords? Black? No. Okay, that's seems fine as is. Stuff like Jace makes swords less good for sure. And I think he played a Signet, did he not? No, but he had. He can play this. Taking out what though? Taking out. No, I think we did. I like the way our deck worked there. Okay. Quagmire we'll keep. It's kind of just a Garruk, but we have so much threat density, and we have a Pulse. Okay. Suspend. Elder or Signet? I think we just go for Signet, see if we can ramp out that group as fast as possible. Okay, there's a Crater Hoof. Well, I guess the Elder does attack for 1 extra, though, right? So maybe I should just be doing that. Yeah, let's play the Elder. Every point of damage can matter. So we'll get 2, 5. Well, if I draw a land, then I'll get to play Garuk. Otherwise, the top land will have gotten me there. But you know, maybe he'll play something pulsable. Oh, green, okay. Alright, yeah, I'll sack for... I can just get a forest, because I'll have the Signet and the Quagmire. Might as well get my one swamp there. Okay, did not. That's fine. So, play this, play an Arbor Elf, and the Signet. And next turn we can Garuk, or pulse something if he plays something pulsable. 6, 7. Is he not playing a land? Not playing a land, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he might have a mana leak. So can I play around mana leak? 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I can. So might as well if I can. 4. I will not have enough to also play this, right? This lets me play around Mana Leak. If I play the Signet, I can't. So I do want to play against around Mana Leak more than I want to put the Signet down and be mana efficient. Mana Drain. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Do I attack or play the Signet? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I might have yellow. I think I want to be able to play the Signet in case I draw like a Trastodon or something. Alright, now something scary is going to happen that hopefully I can just pulse. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe a Karn? Karn would be great. Okay, well, he's going to probe me. Now he knows I can destroy any permanent. Okay. And Eldrazi. Feels like it could be an Eldrazi. Mind's Desire. Okay. And of all that, well, the Time Twister. Okay, and Treasure Cruise would be, I think, the most relevant. Ooh, Time Twister, that's good for me. Okay. Somehow I got Pulse again. And I think we have to Pulse the Heartbeat. It's a terrible draw for us. I mean, it's great that we got Pulse, but we might just be dead, though. Yeah, if he has a Storm card. So I think we really need to side in that Nature's Claim. Okay, so let's side that in. Yeah, that's better than... It's sort of... Having him discard a card is much more important than other stuff, right? Maybe you want to play Villainous Wealth? It's not going to be that good against him, though, is the problem. It's going to just put a bunch of Storm cards and things in his graveyard. Yeah, I don't know if that's actually... Eureka, though, might be good. Yeah, Eureka might be good against him. Because then just like big creatures early. Yeah, let's do that. Eureka. I think we definitely want the fast bond. Given that, he's giving us like draw 7s and stuff. Do we take out... I like the Pulse. Maybe we take out the Sword. Maybe Sword is not quite doing it enough. Yeah, so we bring in Eureka and Nature's Claim. I like that. Okay, we'll keep this. We have a Nature's Claim. And an Elf. And we have a Pulse, so we have our 2 disruption spells and mana. I guess we're not really winning with this, are we? So yeah, let's just tap this, tap, untap, play the Signet. Yep, that mana drain is brutal. Dismembered my elf. Okay. Not the worst thing that could have happened. So 2 to play a Signet and then attack. Yeah, it's fine. draw some gas. 3, 6, like prime time would be great. Okay, or land. You know, that too. Yep, this is when you get the all ramp draw. Prime time. So this is where I could just be like running into a mana drain that will completely wreck my face. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it seems like I'm really pushing my luck, right? If I otherwise though I'm continuing my 6-turn clock, which that can't be that good either. Although then he has to like tap out for something at some point, right? So if I play prime time and he has magically no no counter spells, that's good. The increase of this, but if he has mana drain, I'm probably just insta losing because I'm giving him so much mana. I think it's wrong to play primetime here. Yeah, I do think it's wrong. So I'm just going to keep activating my Quagmire and attacking. Like, mana drain would just be so bad. Okay, see? It's cryptic. Turning and drawing a card, that's fine. That shows he's scared. Okay, fine. So we can blow that up. So let's Nature's Claim that. And it says combat step, so now he can't tap it for anything that's going to be a permanent. Mana drain, fuck. Okay, good. It's only 1 mana. Could be worse. Your next main phase, he gets 1 mana. Okay. Hopefully, he won't be able to do too much with that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice. So now we also pulse this thing and then play Titan if we can. Which I don't think we'll be able to. Goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So no. So we'll just play the Quagmire. And then let's pulse this. Great. All right. And now we can attack with play with our Titan and consider it casting Titan or attacking with the Quagmire. Okay. We got nothing anymore. So let's see. Can't play both. good thing he killed that Arbor Elf. It would have... It'd be pretty low life if I still had that thing. Uh-oh. Season's passed. Now that's really bad. You can get Lotus, Mana Drain, Command, oof, Treasure Cruise. That is really strong. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be bad because now we can just Cryptic our Primeval. Yeah, that is problematic. So I think our best bet is to play the Primetime now while we can, just to get the lands and possibly draw more threats. 4 or 5. Yep. But I think we're probably dead. Yep. There is Mana Drain and Lotus. And he can just Cryptic us. So at this point we just have to hope he fizzles. Oh, he didn't take Cryptic back. Why would he not? Can Seasons Past find itself? Why wouldn't he take Cryptic? Oh, it's 4 different cards. Is that right? Any number of cards with different mana cost. Yeah, I don't understand why he wouldn't take Cryptic there. Seems strange. Okay, yep, that's bad. And we have no answer to it. Maelstrom Pulse was our only one. Now we can like Fate Seal us. Or just return this. Yep. So I guess we can attack Jace with a Quagmire. I could also activate the Quagmire and then to make it a 6/6 with a Wolfear. Have to take him to 3. I think the best bet is for us right now to like draw Trastodon or something. Okay, we did not draw Trastodon. So how much mana we have? 3, 8, 9, 10. And then with a doubling we have infinite. So so I guess what I'm supposed to do is activate the Quagmire, then play the Wolfie, and then it's 6/6. You might still have the exiled. Cryptic is exiled. Okay. Revealed, and he has Mana Drain. can I cast both creatures and activate Quagmire? I want to tap with this. So this doesn't count. So this is 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 mana. And I'd need 11. Yes, I can do all of them. The question is, do I want to give him all that mana with a mana drain? Doesn't seem prudent. What do I know he has? He'll have Treasure Cruise, so he can draw like a zillion cards. I wonder if it's better to just... Am I crazy? Is it better to not play into his mana drain here? Instead just kill his Jace and see if we can just like spew out a ton of threats? Like Craterhoof or something? Yeah, I'm not sure what else we're drawing, right? All that's left in our deck is like little dudes and then maybe it's like a Planeswalker. Everything interesting from the mana drain is going to be cost 5 or so. But I guess that's how he fizzles, is to not have enough mana. So, okay. I'll activate and attack Jace. I'm not casting the Wolf here because I know he has mana drain. Yeah, maybe I should. I don't know. Okay. Oh, interesting. So he's blocking me from casting me all my creatures then. Okay, that's a good play. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. Maybe the right move was to go into his mana drain so that if he didn't have a card that he could abuse it with. But he has Treasure Cruise. Wow. I don't really understand what happened here, guys. Huh. Okay. Well, sometimes Storm just loses to itself. Alright, let's see if we want to make any changes. Pulse both swords. Alright, this seems good. Let's take it for a spin. Yeah, I really don't understand why my opponent conceded there, because he had mana drain, so he could have countered the first creature we played and then bounced the other with his Jace, but I guess we were threatening to kill Jace next turn. So then at that point, but he still had a gigantic Treasure Cruise. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't try, at least. I really didn't have a whole lot going on. We'll play first. Alright, it is a one-lander. And Fastbond is terrible here. If he kills our bird, it's really bad. But otherwise, we've got a sword. No, I'll keep it. I have faith. Fast bond is really bad here. I wonder if we should side out fast bond it. I have to say, it seems like the downsides outweigh upsides. Please don't kill it. Okay. It goes into play tapped anyway. I'll just find a forest. Does a swamp get me anything? No, I think not really. So I think now we just want the sword. Now if he doesn't have removal for the bird, then we can kill the Jace. You got days? That might be okay. I'm really on the please don't kill my birds plan. Uh-oh, recurring nightmare. That is scary. Okay, well he kills the sword, not the... Okay. Why would he discard recurring nightmare? Man. Okay. Definitely pretty slow pokey here. Yeah, killing the sword, that hurts. Well, non-land card, okay. He's probably going to take prime time. That's what I would take. Black, blue, white. Yep. Yeah, now he's got his Jace. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, well, Wolfie. You can anguish it, but still something to do. It's too bad, otherwise, could have attacked. If I had the extra land. So, yes. So, one with that. And we're done. Yeah, I think I may side out fast bond for a land, or I'm not sure about the nature's claim. We haven't seen any claimable targets. Oh, I stand corrected. Vindicate, okay. Yeah, that's not good. Not good. I think we've lost this this game. We did our equivalent of a Storm Fizzle out. This is where we need like a Skull Clamp or something to save us. Ashiok. it's gonna just kill us. Alright, well there's a monolith, I suppose. Kill just Anguished Unmaking it. But maybe, you know, if he somehow doesn't kill it, I can Tooth and Nail. If he doesn't kill Monolith, then I could cast Avenger and Craterhoof and maybe do something with that. There's no way. Anguished Unmaking, yep, here it comes. Yep, we're just... Pieces did not come together fast enough in this particular one. Alright, well I think we shall die soon enough. I think we can just concede here. Can we? Well, we might just get lucky, you know. 5, 6. We're 1 mana away from a Tooth and Nail, so sure. Maybe I'll just play like a random fast bond. Maybe somehow that'll scare him. I don't know. He's gonna he can't repeat the Thoughtseize this time, so yeah, maybe. Maybe if we draw a land, we Tooth and Nail, play Avenger, Craterhoof, and that does something. Choose a non-land card to return. Well, I don't want him to Thoughtseize me, because that takes my only out, so he can have a stupid compulsive research, I guess. We might actually be able to kill him if we can draw land. Or no, we can't. I wonder if we would have drawn a land. Now we're dead, I think. So no point. Natural Order. Well, I could Natural Order for a Terastodon. What if I add Natural Order for Terastodon, blow up all my own stuff? Does that do anything? Four, 5, 6. Sure. Should have tapped. Okay, so let's blow up Ashiok. What? Jason Bitterblossom? Seems terrible too. Maybe Ashiok, Fast Bond, and Jace. Okay. There. We still lost our swords. What do you cast there? Ultimate price, okay. And now we're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're pretty dead. Yep. Okay, well played, opponent. We did have a shot there. I think, had we played the Avenger 4, 5, might have been able to just like punch through with a giant crater hoof. Okay. Alright. So I think we do want Nature's Claim against him. Is Eureka good against him? Eureka, we take turn putting permanents into play. Better. Permanents are better, right? So that seems good. What do we take out, though? The swords? Swords seem really good against him. Maybe we don't play Eureka, but we do play this sword. This sword seems very strong against him. Maybe better than this one. Because all his removal's black. And then for the Nature's Claim, we take out a what? An Awakening Zone? Yeah, maybe an Awakening Zone. Okay. We're not trying something crazy like Wealth, are we? No. Yeah, we'll keep early Garuk. Okay, so we can play a turn 1 Signet. One, two, three, four, 5. Oh my god. Probably take Garuk. Might take the Elf though. Taking the Elf wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, taking the Garuk thing, I think that's the right play. And, yep. That's all we got now. 4, 5. 6. 4, 5, 6. So if we draw land, we can play Avenger. Shackles. Ugh. That's bad. So I think we definitely want to play Avenger now. Oh, Christ. That's really bad. Okay, Signet, so we can still possibly play Terastodon. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now if we draw a land, we can play Terastodon. Just let him have the Elf. It's actually pretty dangerous if we blow up all his stuff and then he kills our Terastodon, but can't let him have those shackles. Braids. Okay, that's... Guess I have some plants to sacrifice at least. Okay. Well, might as well cast it. So I think we want to blow up the shackles for sure, because that gives us our mystic back, right? Maybe just shackles and then we blow up our own stuff? That might be something to do as well. So blow that up. Do we blow up our own stuff? That seems like that might be good. Yeah. Okay. Blow this. And then... And now he has to deal... Yeah, I like that. Okay. Alright, all in. All in on Terastodoning. Now he has to lose a mana source. Good. Trafficker, okay. Sacrifice a plant. So do I attack with Tassiger? Well, I'm kind of okay with him doing his stupid thing because I'll give him a Thought Seize, at least for the first one. Yeah, I'll let him. I think it's to my advantage to let to not let him. Well, if he doesn't like his braids, he can always sack his own braids, right? So it's not really an argument to say don't attack with Trastodon because he can jump with braids. And he can jump with braids anyway. The question is if he blocks with Tassiger. But yeah, if he blocks with Tassiger and then we just have braids and elephant, that's okay. So sure. Okay. Okay, what's he gonna bounce? Whatever he bounces, I guess he can bounce an elephant. That's probably his best thing. So you can have a Thoughtseize. next time, probably let him have braids, right? Attacks with an elephant. Guess I can. Let's just chump here. We can afford to chump. Okay, so Thoughtseize is a non-land card. So let's attack first. See what happens. Alright. So I think we'll give him braids again. I have plenty of stuff to sacrifice. Gonna bounce the elephant? No. Yeah. It's like it's a bit dangerous to bounce this. 4, 5, 6, 7. Because then I can just recast it. Okay, well, let's attack again. And a Crater Hoof could just do it. So we have outs. A Tooth and Nail could just do it. I should have leveled up the Tree Speaker, huh? That was bad. Can bounce more elephants if I give him the Cloud Skate. Guess braids you can have. Don't want him to have shackles. Ashiok, we'll give him stuff. Yeah, let's give him braids. Yeah, I really should have leveled up the Tree Speaker. That's another mistake. 2, 4, 6. Just might as well level this guy up. I can give him infinite braids for now. Run Tooth and Nail, Crater Hoof. Uh, natural order. Sword. Okay, that's fine. Sword, great. Oh, let's see if that works. Black and green. All right. That was game 2, right? Yeah. You know, villainous wealth would have been really good as well, I feel like. But what instead, you know? Yeah, Light and Shadow is also very good and grindy against him. The thing is, to be able to play the villainous wealth, I need to play one island at least. I just feel like that's not. And then I have the island and the birds. I feel like if I had the signets for it, maybe, but this is just pushing it too hard. There's also Genesis Wave. But again, I need like 11 mana. I don't see that being that good. Actually, Kitchen Finks might not be bad against him. Might not be bad. But I don't know if it's very good against him either. Yeah, okay. Let's agree that Fast Bond is not great here. So if I take out Fast Bond, I can either add another sword or something like Finks or something like Eureka. Eureka seems a bit dangerous. You know, he's got like that Riftwing and Jace. So maybe another sword. Red, blue. Let's do the grindy ones. Okay. Sort of help us get value. Okay, this will have to be a mulligan. This is a keep. Now, do we want a land here? We can certainly play an early Crater Hoof, but that doesn't really do it for us. No, I think we want something else, but at the bottom. Oh man, that's good. Probably our Tree Speaker. But maybe I'll take the Monolith. The Tree Speaker is easier to kill via conventional means, so maybe I'll just take the Monolith and then like kill the Tree Speaker with some removal, and then we're just like in trouble. Yeah, that's a bad sign. But gotta play it anyway. Okay, well there's an elf. Now I'll probably kill it. Okay, didn't kill it. That's good, I guess. Now maybe he'll play a Signet or something. Okay, or we'll have a Signet. I think here we attack and then just leave up Nature's Claim. suppose. Oh, okay. Well, guess if he plays something, we'll claim it. Maybe the leveling up will eventually matter. It's hard to know. All right, he's digging. Could play Craterhoof now. Okay, well that's nice. Force of Will. Force of Will. Well, having him lose Cryptic Command is really nice. That's a pretty good trade. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we can have Nature's Claim up if he plays something. 2 really good counter spells to have him take out of his hand. Him. Oh no. No, bro. Don't hit me, bro. Well, nothing we can do. Shoot. Okay. Prime time. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just attack his Ashiok. Let's find that and find that. Now I wish I had the Villainous Wealth. The nice thing is the prime time has trample. What else do we get? Pulse. Alright, well that was a lot of land. So maybe we'll get some stuff. Bitter Blossom, okay. Tassiger. Ooh, Terastodon. That will be a nice thing to hit. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can cast Terastodon. And we can blow up Ashiok and Bitter Blossom. He has no cards in hand. So we can give him stuff like Force of Will. So I think what we do is, yeah, we attack with Primeval Titan on him. If he blocks with Tassiger, that's fine. Whether or not he blocks, then we Terastodon and blow up like Ashiok and Bitter Blossom and like maybe one of our own lands. And then we'll just like try to overwhelm. Other option is we ignore Ashiok and we just go for like big Yars. Okay, well let's attack. So let's just, and don't forget that this will eventually be a problem as well for him. But okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could attack with this elf as well to get another hidden, but no, I don't think that's right. Because, you know, if we get like a, well, we don't have crater hoof, but maybe like a sword or braids or something. And we can always use this to attack another time for like an alpha strike. So let's attack him. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just really want to triple count and make sure I don't lose stupidly. Miscounting. Okay. Okay. So now let's blow up Ashiok, Bitter Blossom, and I think I can blow up my own forest here. Yes. Also, not that many lands left in the deck, so hopefully we'll draw a sword or something. We can give him like force. We can give him like Hymn to Torek, for example, to start. Natural order, great. So first of all, let's see. If we attack with everybody, what do we have? He has 3 defenders, 2, 3. He blocks. He has to block Terastodon, and then the other biggest non-trample is this. So we can take away these 2, and then 1 point of trample on this. So 2, 3, 4. It's not that good. But I think if I just search for Wolf or Silverheart now, that's got to be good, right? There's also Avenger of Zendikar. Let's go for the kill right now. Let's make him have it. Yes, Sylvan on prime time. And I mistap things again. That's unfortunate. Does have the ability to blow up the prime time. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. We'll attack him with this then. Okay, so you can have Hymn to Torek. Okay. We won. Woo. Nice. This deck has more like long-term survivability than I thought it would. Alright, here's our deck for match 3. Let's just kind of review our deck, see if we want to make any changes. Like a lot the way it is. Could see maybe the main deck Nature's Claim. But and as I was saying before, I would like Villainous Wealth, but I just think it's pushing it a little bit to try to put in the island. Also, the Hissing Quagmire, is that good enough? You know, it was actually relevant in some games. It became an extra attacker if they have a board wipe and a Planeswalker. So, all right, let's run this and see if we can, how we do in our third match. I've really been enjoying this deck, I have to say. It's had surprising resiliency in the late game too, which I didn't necessarily think was going to happen. It's also funny that we ended up drafting 4 swords, you know, without even trying. You were just passed. But I think in the draft there's just no one else playing green is what happened. Okay, we'll play first. And okay, well, birds and swords. That seems like a start. So do we lead with Quagmire into Signet, or do we just do birds into Signet? If we do birds into Signet, we're not really getting anything from the birds, but if we draw something, then we potentially have more mana. The other thing we can do is we just tap the birds for the Signet, and then we can have play the Hissing Quagmire top. That's probably the best move. The other option is actually just to tap out for a sword on turn 2. Is that better? Especially take, you know, if we do that, then sort of while he's tapped out, that might actually be the best. Because, well, let's think. If we play Signet and like Quagmire, the next turn we'll have 3, 4, 5 mana. That means we can play an equipped sword, but we'd be running into a counterspell. You know, I actually like the idea here of not ramping and just playing our sword. Just because he's blue and he's tapped out. Now, we may run into a daze. Okay, we did not. Yeah, I think that's the right play, because then we can just start hitting him next turn. So we can either play the tapped Quagmire and equip and hit with the birds. Yeah, and then actually, since we get to untap our lands, that gives us mana as well for the Signet. So I think that's the right play. Make sure, are we on here? We are, okay. Oh, okay, now we might get dismembered or something. But we'll also then have the option of start activating Quagmire. Okay, and Elder. So I think we just equip here. Let's see if he kills my bird. Okay, he does not. So now let's play the Quagmire tapped so that on the attack you get to untap it. Okay, so now we can play a forest. No, we already played a forest. We can play a signet and then play an elder. Okay. So now, next turn, 4, 5, 7, 8. We could play just a crater hoof on its own, which doesn't seem super good. Do we want to sack for the land? I don't actually think so. I think we want to just keep attacking here. Okay, well now, 5. Now we have the option of tooth and nail. So we may want to do that next turn. Now, one thing we could do is we could, what's he got? Ice. Yeah, that's good, and that prevents us from. So on his turn, do we want to sack for a land? 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it'll depend if he taps out or not. I don't really want to. And actually, no, tooth and nail wouldn't even be entwined. That doesn't seem that good. So yeah, let's just keep the elder around as something to attack with. Four, 5, 6, 7. So now we can play unentwined. And let's just keep attacking. Dak Faden. That's nice. That would have been a little on the problematic end. Yeah, equipping here does nothing, so alright. Yawgmoth's Bargain. Okay. Alright. Wins it with a sword. So we saw no actual artifacts, but we do see enchantments for Nature's Claim. Black-blue. Black-blue, that definitely makes this sword good. Also makes this sword pretty good as well. Wonder if it's better to play this sword over the Fire and Ice. have like treachery and stuff, but usually if they're playing bargain, yeah, didn't really see don't see treachery happening that much. Do we play Nature's Claim here? And take out what? Let's always look at, maybe take out the Fast Bond. Fast Bond has been maybe less impressive, I think. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Fine if we draw a land, but if not, it's pretty iffy. So great if we do. And we'll have 2 turns to either draw a land or some sort of 1 creature. That just seems like asking for problems, though. Let's mulligan. Okay, that's much more like it. Bird, sword, mox. So let's keep this. Let's see. Let's think. So we can play bird or tree speaker, pump him, bird. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think we can put her on top. Play the Mox. I'll play the Mox, sure. So next turn, we level up the tree speaker and we play the birds. Maybe it was better to wonder if it was also better to just try to play sword early. But this puts us on a easier path to eventually cast Nissa. Same situation as last time. So maybe we just do tap out for a sword. Not sure. Okay. Thing is, next turn we can play Nissa. Let's level him up. So the question is, we could play sword now or bird. If we play bird, then we have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, which is enough for playing equip sword or Nissa. If I don't play bird, I can just play sword now. But then I don't really get to play Nissa. No, I like the idea of getting our mana in. Let's attack. Okay, so that's probably our Nissa. No, the Behemoth. Interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5. I could play a Nissa and then just make a land. That might be good. I wonder, can I also make Nissa and then play an equip? So 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Nissa, untap 2 lands, and then if I tap with the bird, I can play a sword. But then Nissa's vulnerable. No, I think I'd rather just make the forest. Two, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then we'll have a forest to attack, to like hold back on defense. And make this a land. Now he has Intimidate, which means he can't be blocked by, this doesn't count as an artifact creature, right? So I might as well attack with the land then. Even if he hits Nissa, as long as he doesn't kill her, then I have 2 of these guys, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough to play an equip sword, but if I draw a land, I can play an equip sword on one of the, on something. But yeah, even so, just the 2, 4, 4s with trample are kind of an annoying thing to deal with. Okay, hit Nissa. I can also attack and then, you know, use her ability to untap as well. Oh, he's attacking me. Okay. That's an interesting choice. It's hard to say no to just make a second land and, you know, represent 8, even 9 damage with a tree speaker. And then I still have, or just 8 damage with these guys, and then I have 2, 3, 4 for anything else. You know, or I can just like cast the sword. Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, so maybe. Might be. Uh-oh. Alright, is he going to go for it? And Dark Petition. Okay. Now what? Feels pretty stormy. Feels pretty stormy. Okay, he's got Yawgmoth's Will. Storm 5. Nothing in hand, though. But he can tutor. So can he brain freeze me out at this point? can cast like Ritual, Tutor, and Brain Freeze. Right, he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. And now he casts the Ritual, loses. Doesn't have Threshold. Uh-oh. Yeah, so he did cast Cabal Ritual. So Storm Count 6, 5 mana. Now he can Tutor and Brain Freeze. Which is close to killing me. Kind of get the feeling either he kills me right now or it doesn't work. Ooh, Petition, that's pretty good. 7. He could also just go for the yeah, he might just be going for the damage route. So 8, so with Storm 8 he can deal 16 damage and then just kill me with the zombie. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. So he's going for Tendrils instead of Brain Freeze. That would make sense. And then I'll be at 1. The thing is, I can Nature's Claim my own Mox to buy myself another turn. Okay, or I can pulse his zombie. So how do we want to do this? I think I want to pulse the zombie. That'll be 3 mana. And then just make another land with Nissa. Is there any way to avoid this wasted mana? I don't see a good way to avoid that. And then I can keep this around to Nature's Claim, you know, in response if he does something. Okay. So let's and then we'll just Nature's Claim. If he has some sort of like way to deal immediate damage, we Nature's Claim our own Mox. Okay, Avenger. So now we want to use the sword. And we can do the untap ability since there's no more lands to turn into forests. I'd like to also attack with a Tree Speaker if I can. But I would like also to have 1 mana up for Nature's Claim if possible. So I'd like to have 5 mana spent. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough to play sword, equip onto the land, attack, and still have birds up, right? Okay. Equip onto that. Now let's untap forests. Okay. And we gain 3 life here, which actually that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that was it. That was a really fun deck. We ended up going 3-0. I really like the way this deck had sort of like explosive draws, but also like long-term grindy draws. That was a lot of fun. I think the most fun I've had playing in this cube in a while. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll definitely see you real soon.